Okay guys, this is going to be a prep video most likely. I don't know, it may be just like a two-parter. Well, I guess we'll find out through the video. So, last time we figured out what Ludwig was up to. And so now we're going to watch some cutscenes.
The wounds Crimea suffered during the conflict with Danved have finally begun to heal, and it should be rejoicing in its hard-won peace. How is it that the fires of rebellion have been lit? Bastion, Queen Alicia's most trusted advisor, widely acknowledged for his political savvy, is on a mission to Danved. And the Grail mercenaries, the original authors of Crimea's recovery, are nowhere to be found. Queen Alicia, close to despair, has nonetheless ordered the Crimean Royal Knights to restore order in Featherray. Her only wish is to win the coming battle, so that she may stave off a civil war.
Chapter 3, Geoffrey's Charge. You know, now that I know his name is Geoffrey and not Geoffrey, it's actually pretty easy to remember. So check off of the conversations, because they all have something important. This one we have Khalil. She's from the last game too. We have Amy, they're Khalil and Largo's adopted child. Then we have Makalov, who's drunk. Ta-da! Whoops, who put that chair there? I could have been killed. So yes, he's drinking. He's a bad drinker and a gambler, so. Then we have Astrid, who thinks Makalov deserves a lot of respect. I just recently knew this, but if you get her relationship support with Makalov to A, they actually get married in the very end of the game, if they're both still alive. We have Largo, and he does not fight anymore. He was in the last game. We never used him. And he has lost his arm. I don't remember how. We have Danved from the last game. Or Deadvan. It's actually Deadvan, not Danved. I'm assuming he either has a twin brother or they're the same person. It's a very brave lance, which is why it's appropriately named the Brave Lance. Who would have thought? We have Kieran, where Geoffrey gives him an axe. Kieran is second in command, and he really wants to show his worth to Geoffrey. I mean, like, he's devoted a little too much. Can I have it? Do you like it? Yes. The best part is, he's like, it'll look fabulous on the mantle. I don't want you to use it for a painting, it's for fighting. I want you to use the axe. What? I couldn't. You can't refuse, it's an order. Understood, sir. He is hopeless, but he does get the silver axe. Alright, so everybody's really got some good stuff here. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to need all of it. You can let Astrid keep her stuff because there's nobody on our team that uses a bow, but if you go to the shop, if you need to sell some stuff, you can, because I'm sure we've got something that we could probably sell. Oh well. If you go to the shop, you'll notice there's a lot of good stuff right here. I mean, there's some great stuff, and I think you can actually afford all of it. So I will be buying the Killing Edge, Killer Lance, Horse Slayer, Killer Axe Hammer. If I can't afford the Steel Longbow, it's not going to shatter my dreams. I'm just going to start throwing them in storage. See, look at that. We can afford all of that. Alright, so, what I would prefer you guys to do, just because this is my personal opinion, is let everybody have 2 or 3 weapons. I'd let Geoffrey and Kieran have 3, but the rest of them only need 2. So I will trade the Killing Edge to Makalov. Put the Brave Lance in the Convoy. I know that sounds really stupid, but I promise it will make sense later on. We'll also put the Killer Lance. Why not? There's a lot of cavalry units, meaning units on horses, so you're probably going to want that. You can give the Convoy the coin. You don't need the coin, really. As for EXP, believe it or not, I'd actually give whatever you have to Marcia, because these guys aren't gonna. They will show up in the end game fight, which is actually the chapter after this, but they show up as reinforcements in the 8th turn. But Marcia shows up at the beginning of the 1st turn, so it's not that big a deal for her. Support can't be used. And I'm going to go ahead and get the first half of this fight started, so let's get going. So we're at Halberdier. It's more than I expected. So, yes, there was a lot of units, but unfortunately for those units, they're very, very bad, as Kieran will now state in a second. You should see them flop around. They're not going to last long, and you get a lot of extra units, but you don't want to use the extra units. Why? Because they hog experience. And you don't want experience hogs. You can't talk sense into them, trust me. Alright, so, let's see. We're going to have all our units. As for repositioning, actually, I'm just going to leave them where they are. That will work. Okay, before you even start, click on Geoffrey. See, I said Geoffrey now. Hit direct, and have all the allied units target a random spot at the back, like right here or something like that. And then you can get going, because you don't want them to waste your experience. Even though there are 42 units on the screen, you can actually take them out very easily. And they won't do much damage to you. Now, Astrid's pretty useless, so you're probably going to have to use Makalov to get kills with her. So use Astrid to weaken them and then kill them with Makalov. Or as I know him, Pinky, because he's got pink hair. I mean, look at this. These guys are horrible. Alright, so I suppose it's their turn, but I don't know. If we have to go through the ally phase where they all... Yeah. Now, to be honest, I would love to see this in a future Fire Emblem game, but if you could take your allied units and give them each individual instructions, that would be nice, because that healer would come in handy. Because you'll notice that the Royal Knights actually don't have a healer on their team. It's one of the few things that they don't have. They've got just about every other type of unit, but they don't have a healer. Well, I guess they don't have a mage, but you will get a mage before the end of this part, trust me. Because Kalia will be in the end game part, and she's pretty good, actually. Critical. Seems to me, even with the killer bow, that Astrid does not get a lot of criticals. That's just, maybe that's just me, but it doesn't seem like she gets that many. That's probably not a good idea. Kieran, please don't miss. Please? Thank you. It's a good thing it was a one-hit KO because he missed on the first strike. And Danved is showing his worth by getting many criticals. Now, if you have to use anybody for a shield, make sure it's Geoffrey, Kieran, or Danved. Maybe Makalov, but don't use Astrid or Marcia as a shield because they will get killed. Keep in mind, though, that Astrid can shoot through that fence, and Marcia can fly over it. None can match the power of Pinky. Yeah, all the Myrmidons are probably going to die in one hit, no matter who kills them, unless it's Astrid. Oh, I can only shoot through this one? Well, that's a shame. No matter, I shall do it anyway. Now don't bother leveling up Astrid. She is easily one of the worst units in the game. Like, she's worse than Fiona and Meg, both. See, I took off the killer lance and he still got a critical. That's amazing. Actually, let's use the Horse Slayer. Look at that, 49 times 2, that's almost 100 damage right there. Alright, it looks like we're out of time, so next time on Let's Play Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, we'll get the second half of this mission done. Later, guys.